Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Craig. Craig is from Canada, so let's see what Craig has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello Craig, how are you?
How are you, my man?
I'm very well, how are you doing today?
Really good, thank you.
Thanks for taking the time this morning to do the interview. Thank you so much, appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes,
Okay, Craig, so just before we start the game, just tell me where are you from?
I'm just outside of Toronto in Canada.
Right, and what's the best part of living there in your opinion?
I'm living in Canada.
I mean, yes, in your area, in your city.
Where I live, I'm out in the country a little bit, so the best part about it is the space, the quiet. I love that.
Amazing. And what do you do for a living?
I'm a personal trainer, so I've got a physical gym and then I coach people online as well.
Oh, amazing. So tell me a little bit about your career as a personal trainer.
So that all got started. I was 18, 19 years old when I started as a personal trainer. When I was 17 years old, I met Scotland's strongest man, and that changed the course of my life. I was immediately like, I'm gonna be a professional strongman. And at the time I put it in kilos. At the time I met him, I weighed about 68 kilos. And by the time I was done competing in strongman, I weighed about 145 kg.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Became a professional strongman, all that kind of thing. Was mentored by some of the greatest strength athletes and strength coaches on the planet, and ended up using that knowledge to then create a career for myself, because I really didn't have anything I was doing outside of trying to get big and strong.
I see. And before we start the game, tell me, was that moment when the gym, the fitness life came into your life, or before you always been into it?
Before that, I was into boxing. So I competed in boxing in my teens, that kind of thing.
Okay.
But it was really strength athletics that got me into competing and something like that. I'd never done any other sports other than combat sports.
I see. Amazing. Right. So, are you ready to go on a great journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
I'm ready.
Right. So, welcome to William and the Magic Box. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song now just for us to move a little bit before the first question, okay?
Roger that.
Let's do it. Right, Craig, ready for the first question?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. Just before I pick up the first question, through the game, if there is a question that you don't have an answer for, you don't want to answer, I always can change, okay? It's very friendly, right?
Roger that.
Let's go. So the first question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
In 5 years' time, I see myself in a house a lot like the one I'm in now, just bigger and on some acreage. Right now, I've got half an acre. I picture myself in a similar house with a horse barn and 5 acres, 10 acres. Everything else, same. I'm hopefully a little bit bigger and stronger. That's it. That's the only difference, the house.
And that's the place where you've been raised or not?
No, I moved out to what we consider the country around here. I grew up kind of in the inner city and just recently moved out to the country, out to the boonies.
I see. All right. Let's go for another question. Let's do it.
It's very game show. I like it.
Yeah. Okay, Craig. So just before the next question, tell me, in your opinion, of course, for the last 18 months, the world went upside down regarding the COVID situation. And of course, I believe that the fitness industry, one of the biggest affected, in my opinion, I believe. In your opinion, what's the biggest positive impact that COVID brought to it, and what's the most negative part, in your opinion?
In regards to fitness specifically?
Yes, the fitness.
The biggest negative, I'll start with that. We'll get the bad one out of the way and then we'll move to the good news. The biggest negative, I think, is people got very used to the idea that those things don't have to happen. You can assume, hey, I need to exercise, I need to go to the gym, I need to be at, playing this sport, whatever your exercise happens to be. And you can get off track with that, and you can kill all the momentum you have. And I think a lot of people did. And they realized, it's okay. My wife still likes me, even though my belt's three notches bigger. My kids don't care that I can only do 3 push-ups instead of 20. It's fine. Because it's almost like death by 1,000 cuts. You very slowly slide away from where you were. No big deal.
Right.
In the positive end of things, and I'm hoping more and more people start to notice this. We've all seen millions, billions of people around the world wearing masks, not seeing their loved ones, afraid to go outside for various periods of time, afraid to go to the grocery store. And they're afraid of that because they don't want to die. And I hope when people get past the idea that COVID might kill them, they start to recognize that life itself is going to kill all of us. And there are things we can do to extend that. Outside of wearing masks and gloves and not hugging grandma, we can start to take care of our bodies differently. We can start putting different things into our bodies, or not putting certain things in our bodies, to give us more of a life that we obviously want. The panic around the world is being afraid of dying, and being afraid of dying soon, and being afraid of dying of COVID. If we can take some of that fear and go, okay, once this is passed, maybe I could be a little bit afraid of killing myself with junk food, or killing myself with the couch, or killing myself with Netflix. I'm hoping that leads to something very positive for a lot of people when they realize how important that is.
I see. All right. Next question for you is, what makes you laugh out loud?
What makes me laugh out loud? So I've relatively recently stumbled into a parent type role in my life. I've got 3 stepdaughters. Yeah, they're 11, 13, and 15. So they're interesting, right? Like if they were really little kids, they're just like eating poop machines, but they're interesting, they're people. And the 2 things that make me laugh probably more than anything else, one is when they say things I don't expect, and often they're very insightful. Yeah. And 2, when somebody catches them off guard, like the laughs that come out of them, like one of them squeaks, one of them belly laughs, like they run the gambit. But that puts a huge smile on my face. I can't help but laugh when those moments are happening.
Very good. I think people, they are blessed when they have kids around, because they can bring so much joy for us. I think they are so honest and they're so genuine as well. And sometimes they say things that you go, oh my God, I don't believe that they're saying those things, because it's like kind of wisdom as well, what they say. You know what I mean? You learn a lot.
Massively. Yeah. They can cut through things sometimes and see things for what they are, as opposed to seeing that you or I have however many decades of life experience labeling certain things certain ways, or getting used to our perception. And to get hit with something, it's like, whoa, I've never looked at it like that. Like that's that's exciting.
Absolutely. Very good. Next question, Craig, let's do it. Right. Next question for you is, what makes you a unique person?
Okay, well, obviously, all of us have a unique set of circumstances under which we've come into the world, lived our lives to this point. I would say the thing that makes me the most unique, and has led to the most unique outcomes in my life, is I have an almost unlimited capacity for faith. To attempt something, to fail, to reattempt, to fail, and continue to do so without a lack of faith or a lack of enthusiasm in the things I'm attempting to do. That has led to all of the unique results and experiences I've had in my entire life, that I can continually try hard, even when it's stupid, even when the odds aren't good, even when something's failed, I can try again.
Amazing. That's what life's about. Trying all the time. You know what I mean? Never break down. Always trying.
Yeah, which is something we see a lot that we admire it in movie characters. We admire it in athletes. We see it around us in nature. Like, you don't get I'm trying to think of an animal. The only animal I can think of is a porcupine, and that's not a good animal. A lion doesn't get up one day and decide, it's just not for me. I'm gonna hang out, get some Doritos, watch Netflix, do whatever. They will get up, they will do the thing. If you go play fetch with your dog, provided you have a dog that likes playing fetch, but if you're playing fetch with a dog who likes it, they will run themselves until they're exhausted. Like, they give 100%.
Totally.
And I think we're built for that. And I think when human beings give 100%, it feels different. Like you feel it inside. It doesn't matter if it's a physical thing, 100% in a relationship, in a job, in a hobby. It's being engrossed in a book. When you're 100% on something, I think that's what people mean by being in the moment. And there's a different level of being alive that comes with that you don't get. You don't get it any percent under 100.
Very good. Very good. I like the message. Next one. Let's do it. Right. Before the next one, tell me what's the best part of being a personal trainer and what's the most challenging part in your opinion?
The most, oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, a mailman and a dog, it sounds like. So the most.
It's okay. I like it. Actually, I like it because it looks natural. It's natural. That's what I like.
That is natural. That dog. The most challenging part of being a personal trainer is trying to share things with people that they haven't felt or understood yet. If I want you to feel an exercise a certain way, I have to put you around the right position physically. I have to walk you as close to that position physically as I can and wait for it to click. When you're having a slump with your diet, you're like, oh, my weight hasn't moved yet. And it's like, hey, listen, keep doing the right things. It's gonna add up. And then you get that breaking point, you go, oh, this is how it works. Teaching people that, sharing with someone that, like you've either got to be patient or you're close or see how it feels. You can't give it to someone. It's like telling someone how to be in love. You can describe to them what it feels like to you to be in love. You can tell them how you found someone that you're in love with. You can tell them what you do with your partner. Until they find that person for them and they go, oh, whoa, this is the feeling. They don't know it. The most rewarding part of being in a job like this, very easily, I'm sure every single person in my situation would say the exact same thing. When you watch someone have this idea that just exists in their head of what they could be, of what they could do, of what they could accomplish, of who they want to become. They just have this idea, this tiny little seed. And if you nurture it, if you do the right things, one day they wake up and they're that person, they're doing that thing, they've become it. It's incredible. It's like magic. There's something that just exists in here. And if you do the right things out here for long enough, that will become real. It's incredible.
Totally agree. I think as well, the pleasure for you is even bigger. I think to see this person achieving what they aim for sure. I think personal trainer, it's like a part of you there, isn't it? It's like you kind of encouraging and forcing, doing everything for that to happen.
Yeah, they're like your kids. Like you end up with this deep emotional attachment to them succeeding. Like you want it so bad. And you can't stop them from making certain mistakes. You can see the mistakes coming, you can warn them, but sometimes it still happens. But you got this hope inside, like they're your kids.
Yeah.
You just want to see them grow up and be happy, be what they want to be when they grow up.
Absolutely. Right. Tough question now. How do you think you'll die, or how would you like to die if you could choose? Ooh.
I assume I'll die in some type of accident. I've been close a few different times, and I feel like eventually one of them is going to catch up with me. I would like to die in a way that's interesting. I do not want to die in a bed with some machines. I don't want to die laying in a hospital. I want to die doing something. And I don't care if that's as simple as, the Godfather, when the Godfather dies out in the little fruit orchard with the kid, like he's living until he's dead. What I want is that there's a very clear line between being alive and being dead. I don't want this quasi dying for months at a time. That's my fear.
Very, very interesting. Very interesting. It's just like the blink of eyes, done. But
yeah, I'd like it to be pretty. I'm about to die. I'm dead.
Next question. I think that's what everybody wishes. Like very fast. Next one. Okay, before the next one, of course, personal trainers, they have a lot of diets, sometimes very severe sometimes. Tell me something that you cannot eat, but you need to eat, something that you don't like eating, but it's good for you because you know it's going to be good for your body or for your diet. And tell me something that you like eating, but you cannot because you just can't. So which one would be?
So one thing that I've been eating regularly that is terrible. So I mentioned I've got 3 stepkids and things are very busy. So I found in the morning it was very hard for me to get enough food in at the start of the day. So what I was doing is taking about a pound of chicken breast that I'd pre-cooked and blending it in water and drinking it. So in a minute, 2 minutes, I could be done with a pound of chicken and a bunch of spinach, and I'm starting my day. That's a terrible time. Something I can't eat that I would love to eat, ice cream. I would eat ice cream all the time. I'm down with ice cream. Chocolate chip, cookie dough ice cream, chocolate ice cream, whatever. Like, I'm down with ice cream. If ice cream was healthy, I'd be all over it.
But can you have sometimes a period of time or not? You cannot have it all.
Depending on what I'm doing with my body and what kind of training cycle I'm in, I'll typically allow myself 1 meal a week where I eat whatever. Like, I'll have a meal of whatever I feel like, have a dessert, and it's quite often ice cream gets slid in there.
It's like your dream day.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right. If you could meet yourself when you were 15 years old again, which advice would you give to yourself at the time?
What I would tell myself to do is sit down by myself, every week and genuinely, honestly ask myself, what percentage of my effort am I putting into whatever I care about at that time? I would encourage myself to rate that weekly and to consider if I'm happy with the answer. And if what I'm doing at this period of my life is just coasting and my answer is 55%, 60%, then that's perfect. Now, if there's a discrepancy, if there's a gap between, I really want this thing, I'm really pursuing this, and the level of effort I rate myself at doesn't match the level of desire I'm speaking about, my advice to my younger self would be to fix it by either deciding, I've come up with this goal that I actually don't care about, or I'm not living up to what I should be or could be in relation to my own abilities, and to fix that gap, whichever piece I had to move.
See. Wow, imagine having this advice at 15 years old. Wow, would be amazing.
Yeah.
Difficult and impossible for sure. Next question. Right, Craig from Canada. Next question for you is, if you could change something about yourself or in yourself, what that would be and why?
I would never sleep again. I hate that I have to go to sleep. I hate it. I hate it every day. And I'm not saying I don't like sleeping. Sleeping feels really good. I resent that my body needs it. I hate that there's a number of hours in every 24 where I have to be unconscious. I can't stand it. I would change that in a second.
And how many hours is that?
How many would I take back?
How many hours you need to sleep per night to keep yourself like your routine or your...
Right now, it's somewhere between 5 and 6. And that's just with what I've got going on in life, business, everything. But I'd love to make that 0. I want all 24 hours. I want them all. I don't want to bet.
I'll tell you something. I remember, I think I was a teenager. I remember once I was a teenager, and I remember I was watching something, and this person, I don't remember what was said. A person who is 75 years old, you sleep 25 years of your life. See, can you? When I heard that for the first time, I was like, which makes sense. But you know, when we never thought about it, I was like, oh my God, I don't want to sleep that time. I don't want to sleep 25 years of my life. Imagine.
Yeah, I want to live it. I want to live it. What am I doing laying down over there? I want to go do something.
That's a lot. When I heard the first time, I was like, oh my God, I don't want to hear that. It's too much information for me.
Agreed.
Next question. Right, before the next one, tell me a little bit about your YouTube channel. I'll check a little bit your profile.
Yeah, I haven't done a ton on YouTube. I primarily put things on Instagram. I'm slowly adding a little more stuff to that as I've started making longer and longer Instagram videos. I realized I'd like to share them with a little bit of a broader audience. And the idea with that really has been, training is personal training, exercise, diet is the thing that I know about. obviously, but the principles behind that, the ideas that you use, the way you look at your body or look at your physical abilities and make a plan and work at it and analyze the results and adjust, can be used to achieve any goal that you want, absolutely any goal in life. And that's I've ended up in a very short time over the last few years, building a business, building investments, building relationships on the exact same systems I've used to build bodies.
Wow.
And what I'd like to share with some of the videos I've got coming up on YouTube is exactly that idea, because it's not different. If you can be successful in one thing, you can be successful in anything if you understand the fundamentals that make you successful in it.
I see. Very
That's
interesting.
where I'm headed with that.
Very good. Right. Next question is, what is your least favorite chore?
Doing the dishes. I can't stand doing the dishes, and I hate drying them even more. Every time I finish the dishes, either I'm saying to my partner or one of the girls in the house, or even just to myself, I'm like, God will do it. If I leave the dishes for long enough, God will dry them. I don't have to do this. If the dishwasher is too full, God can at least dry them if I put them in the rack. And I was like, what? God's gonna dry them? I'm like, just wait and see. If you leave these wet dishes and you come back in a few hours, it'll be taken care of. We don't have to do this. I hate it. I hate doing the dishes.
And do you like cooking?
I really like cooking. I really like cooking. A few years ago, I realized that was a massive gap in my abilities as a human being. So one of my clients actually wrote a cookbook, and probably have it on the shelf somewhere. If I can see it quick, I'll pull it down for you. But she wrote a cookbook, and I was like, okay, the next step for me being a complete human being, for being a complete man, I'm gonna learn how to cook. And now I'm at the point where if we're doing like a nice dinner, I'll make like pasta from scratch, like do the flour, do the sauce, spend a day, like do the whole thing. And I like that a lot.
Very good, very good. Next question, Craig, let's do it. Okay, next question for you is, tell me something that you won and how did you win it? Something special, a prize?
I think the most special thing I have won would be the relationship I'm in today. Because me and my partner were friends previously for a long time, and we ended up like breaking off the friendship when I was in a relationship that didn't really work with. And it took me a long time to realize I needed her in my life. And essentially I asked her for coffee after 4 years and just laid everything out on the table. I was like, hey, I treated you terribly in a way you didn't deserve. I'm sorry. I'll do anything to just be in your life. And my big hope was we'd end up having coffee every 6 months, just as friends. And then slowly over time now, well, I'm talking to you from our house where we raised her 3 daughters. So, but the thing that allowed me to win that, I would say is honesty. It took me a really long time to be honest with myself. And then it was very difficult being honest with her as well. But paid off.
And so far, what's the most beautiful lesson you learned from her since you've been together?
She is the single best person I've ever met. She is the kindest person I have ever known. And it's, when she watches this, she's gonna cringe when I say this. It is to the point that I would argue it's saintly. It's stunning to me how kind she is to me, to the girls, to her family, to people she doesn't know. I've never seen someone just be that. It's incredible.
Wow. She'll be very happy for sure. Next question, Craig, let's do it. Okay, next question is, how would you describe a perfect friendship?
A perfect friendship. A perfect friendship, I think, is when you care about the person incredibly deeply with your heart, And there's certain parts of them mentally that drive you crazy. My best friendships are challenging. And I don't mean challenging to get along with them. I get along with them beautifully. But they challenge me mentally. We have different perspectives. We have different ideas. And they're not afraid to spar with me about them. I think maybe no different than a romantic relationship in certain respects. Good friendships want the best for you and of you, despite what you think of it. So if you think, I've got this great idea, or I'm doing what I want to do, and they can recognize, hey, you could actually do better than this, or you're actually not thinking through this 100%, or you're being afraid, or you're being ignorant about something. The people who care about you the most valuable relationships will bring that to you. And that's something I value in my friendships. They enrich my life just by who they are.
Yeah, I agree. I think best friends, we don't choose best friends. They come naturally. It happens. The chemistry is like a relationship. They just happen naturally. You don't choose best friends. You don't go like, oh, you're gonna be my best friend. No, it doesn't work like that. It's just when the connection is there, that's how the things happen.
Yeah, you can't avoid it. Like there's something about that person that connects them to you. Sometimes you have friends, like close friends, you feel so upset with them, you go like, I don't want to even see this person anymore. Next day, you just understand, you go like, no, you want to see even more now. Yeah, absolutely.
It happens a lot sometimes with friends. You go like, I hate it, don't want to even listen to you anymore. After you sleep over on it, next day is like, okay, now I got it.
And that's a good thing. They challenge you, they stretch you.
Yeah.
The people who don't care about you, if you decide, I don't know, you're going to take up smoking tomorrow, or you're going to drink a case of beer every night, the people who don't really care about you be like, oh, yeah, if you want, whatever.
Yeah.
It's the people who love you. It's the people who value you. It's the people you should value who'll be like, hey, man, knock that out. Don't do that. Like, you're better than this.
For sure. And sometimes they say in a very rough way that you go like, okay, I need to get this less or something. You know what I mean?
They know how to get in there.
Yeah.
They know you.
Okay, Craig, I have 3 questions left for you, okay? Let's do it. For the next one, what's the most frequent questions that your clients, when they come after you know what I mean, for as a personal trainer, what's the most frequent question that they want to become, or what they want to do, or to, you know what I mean? What's the most frequent question in your opinion?
The most frequent question, obviously, or always, is how do I lose body fat? Everybody wants to get leaner. Some people want to get bigger muscles, they want to get stronger, all that kind of stuff. But at the heart of it, everybody wants to be lean. Everybody wants abs, or as close as they believe they can get to abs until they believe they can get there.
I see. And your way of training is more kind of like pushing, or you're more kind of soft in a way? How is your workout process that you work on it? How is, if you can walk me through?
For clients, there's a very simple balancing act. How intense do you want your results to be has to match how intensely you work. The lower this goes, the lower this can go. The higher this goes, the higher this has to go. So when it comes to the people I'm working with, generally speaking, people are drawn to me who have very high goals, and they then have to work at a very high level. But if I'm by no means a fan of hard work just for the sake of hard work. If your goals are here, don't work up here. That's a dumb idea. Take all this extra effort, put that into something you care about more. Just work this hard. I'm assuming by your accent, you speak another language.
Yes, my first language, Portuguese.
Portuguese, okay. So I learned Spanish a few years ago, and I really wanted to learn Spanish. I didn't just want to, hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Dónde es el baño? Like, I didn't want to speak like that. I wanted to speak. So I took it seriously. I worked hard. Every day I was practicing. I'd do 30, 40 minutes every day. And now I can speak Spanish. But if my goal was, hey, I want to go to Mexico on vacation once a year, and I want to be able to, say, thank you, you're welcome, please, where's the bathroom, where's the food, can I have one more? Then cool, don't work this hard. Work this hard. You got a little goal. But in everything in life, I think it really comes down to asking yourself, what do you want? And how hard are the people working who have that? And if they're working really goddamn hard, you should be working really hard too. But if what you're looking for is a moderate goal, then be moderate. Don't burn yourself out like running 100 miles an hour for a goal that you can walk to.
Very good. Next question for you is, if you could have been in a moment, event in history, which one that would be and why?
There's a few. On a big level, I would love to have been there for Christ's resurrection, if it happened. I have no idea if it happened or not, but I'd like to know. I'd like to know if that happened. For all of those big things, you know, when the Buddha, the original Buddha, Siddhartha, became the Buddha, I'd want to be hanging out by that tree. It's like, yo, you really onto something, or is this a story? Like, for all of those moments, I want to see the burning bush. And then in a more modern moment, my grandfather, who is the guy in that picture.
Oh, nice.
He retired in his 40s, and he started as nothing. Like, started as a grade 8 dropout, shining shoes to help feed his family. And my life story is somewhat similar in terms of being very poor early in my life and building myself slowly into something. And I'd kill to be there in that moment and talk to him about what that was, what the journey was that he took, how he felt about it, how he made decisions about it. I'd love to know that. And as sacrilegious as this sounds, I would trade that for the preceding options if it was available to me. The other ones are just really cool. Like, show me something cool.
Yeah.
That one's personally meaningful.
Very good, very good. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Before the next one, of course, I think right now the online course, like the, you know what I mean, video classes, is more popular now since, you know what I mean, the COVID hit. Do you your business, you do a lot more of that right now, or you back to the commercial deans? How is your routine right now? The new world.
So in the new world, so I'm running both. My physical gym is open. We've got clients training in the gym. We've got group training classes going, regular members, all that kind of stuff. I don't train anyone really one-to-one anymore. And that's mostly just because I'm very, very expensive. I've trained a lot of very high level athletes. And my in-person rates are legitimately unreasonable. So 99% of the work I do is online with clients.
I see. And you kind of enjoy?
Do I enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's like every Sunday, I get all these check-ins from my clients, and it's incredible to read through. Hey, you know, I've been struggling with this, and now I did this, and it's better. Hey, these are my results. This is how the week went. Like, it's incredible. It's like a giant dose of positivity to start the week.
Very good. Very good. Okay. What was your best friend name growing up, and why did you consider this person as your best friend at the time?
So when I was a really little kid, it was a boy my age. His name was Connor. He lived around the corner, and I have no idea how we met. I have no idea what we even liked about each other. We spent so much time together. I think it was the proximity to each other that built us into friends, but we were very similar. Like, we looked relatively similar, same age, same height. I think our birthdays were a day apart.
Wow.
But I think it speaks to some degree to proximity. Like, the closer you are to something and the more often you're exposed to it, the more you're probably going to like it, which I think is fine as a little kid friendship. I think there's people who build marriages off of it, and I think that's a very big mistake. Like, well, I've been with this person forever. Like, they're around all the time. Like, we should be together forever. I don't know if that works the same, but I think as little kids, it's proximity. Somebody lives up the street from you. They live in your neighborhood. You're the same age. You're about to be best friends.
Very good. Ready for the last one?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. Last question. Right, before the last question, what would be your best piece of advice for someone who wants to build muscle, to get stronger, or, you know what I mean, or even to get into the fitness world more serious? What would be your best piece of advice for those people?
Get a mentor. Get a mentor. Every giant leap forward I've ever had, when I was competing as a professional strongman, when I've made leaps forward in my business, when I've made leaps forward in the investments I have, when I learned to speak Spanish, when I started learning Russian, whatever it is, a mentor is the best path forward. And when you look for a mentor or a coach or whatever, there's three things you always want to ask. Number one is, what have they personally accomplished? And if they haven't accomplished something at the level you want to accomplish something, I would rethink that. But one, what have they accomplished? Two, who have they coached? Who have they helped? And they should have some pretty good answers to that. And number three, who have they learned from? And I would apply that advice for every single area of finding a mentor. Whether you're looking for somebody to coach you into buying real estate, whether you're looking for somebody to coach you with crypto, whether you want to learn Portuguese, whether you want to get ripped, whether you want to deadlift a car, whatever you want to be. Find yourself a mentor, ask them those three questions, do what they say. Like, there is a path that's been laid to everywhere. Every goal you can imagine has been accomplished by somebody, and somebody knows how to do it.
You know what? I can't wait to edit this interview to make a notes of those questions. So I can take my time and make notes of those questions. I love it. I think you're totally right. I think it's, those mentors, you need to explore, you need to see who they are, you need to know who they are to, to follow your, whatever you want to achieve. Or I think it's a good point. I like that. Very good.
Thank you.
Last question for you is, what does family mean to you?
Family, I've never been asked this. Family is the physical embodiment of love. Like, they are the walking, breathing, talking, sometimes yelling embodiments of love. They are the most precious things in the world. And whether that means their blood or not, I'm happy to extend the term family in a lot of different directions, outside of just having stepkids, obviously. But it's the physical embodiment of love, and should be treated as such. I think it's very common for people to feel free to treat the people closest to them any kind of way because they feel like they're close, they're not going anywhere. And that's the wrong thing. If you've got an ancient, priceless Ming Dynasty Chinese vase on your shelf, or you've got one that you're walking by in the museum, protect the one at home. The museum can worry about its own damn vase. If they didn't put it on the stand right, if they didn't put it in the glass right, that's their problem. Protect the ones at home. Protect yours.
Wow, what a definition of family. I love that. Amazing, amazing. So at the end yet, okay, let's play now the word association game. I'm going to give away some words, and you just tell me one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. You're gonna be very good, for sure, you're very good. Let's start with religion.
Tradition.
Okay, money.
Freedom.
Love.
Sacrifice.
Oh, family. One word.
Love.
How about life?
Adventure.
Sex.
Fun.
Okay, how about politics?
Trash.
Fear.
Misunderstood.
Friendship.
Invaluable.
Desire.
Invaluable.
Regrets.
The worst thing in the world.
Success.
The best thing in the world. Success, freedom. I'm going to put success and money the same word. Freedom. They both mean the same thing.
Wish.
A wish.
Yeah, wish. When I say wish, what comes to your mind? The first word.
No.
Okay.
I think wishing is a bad idea.
It's true, yeah. Happiness.
Family.
How about fitness? One word for fitness.
One single word for fitness. Capable.
Personal trainer. One word.
Me.
And the last one now, Canada. One word.
Confused.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. I had a few Canadian people on the show. No one's ever said that. I like that. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your lovely partner for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, tell me the most beautiful thing about Craig, and tell me something that he still needs to improve on, to work on. What do you think she'll tell me?
I think her and I have vastly different perceptions of me sometimes. I'd like to think that she would talk to you about how passionate I am about her, the kids, the things that I do. I would very much hope that the people I love see that or feel that. And the thing I still have to work on, I think she'd like it if I took things a little bit easier sometimes. Like I've got a little bit of a bad habit of setting a goal, hitting the goal, and as soon as I hit it, I'm like, well, it obviously wasn't a very good goal because here I am. It should have been harder than this. And I think that could be a little tough for her to watch sometimes.
Very good, very good. Let's play now. Craig in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Yes,
sir. All right.
Let's do it.
This is one of my favorite ideas in life, so I want to hear what you say. What is the number one thing that's happened to you that seemed like a bad thing at the time and turned out to be a great thing?
Right. By the way, I have this question here in the magic box actually, but I never thought about that. You put me in the spot now. Right. Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, yeah. It straight away came to my mind now. When I arrived in London, I've been here for 16 years now. So one of my first jobs in London, I didn't have experience working, like I was working in hospitality for a few years, and I didn't have experience at all in five-star hotels. And I went for the interview one day I was a four-star hotel, wasn't a five-star company, and I went for an interview. And the fact that I'm not gonna go into detail because it's too long a story, but the fact that through the interview, this manager, I was in a relationship at the time. I had a civil partnership and I had a partner, and I had a ring. And through the interview, it was going amazing. Everything was going fine. We connected each other. It was really nice. And in the end, he asked me in the end of the interview, William, because he could see that I had a married ring. And he said to me, William, your wife is going to be okay with your early hours because sometimes gonna start very early, so you need to leave home very early. And I said to him, no, my partner, he's okay with that. He's okay with this. As soon as I said that, you're not gonna believe, his face just changed. And I was like, I felt so uncomfortable, like the way he reacts. And I felt so uncomfortable. I was like, oh my God. And the interview just ended there. Everything was going perfectly. Anyway, he said that to me. I left the place feeling horrible because I want so bad to work there, but I left the place feeling horrible because I could see that you know what I mean? I couldn't get the job because of that. I could see, I knew it. So next day, the HR manager called me and said, William, and actually I had an interview with her as well before that. I had an interview with her and we clicked as well. She was from Germany. I never forget that. We clicked and she was like, oh my God, William, I even don't know how to tell you that because I really liked you. I liked your personality, but for some reason he doesn't want to hire you and I cannot do anything about it. And I'm just calling you now because I want to know how much I liked you, but it's not up to me. And I said, okay, that's fine. I didn't say anything why I didn't did the feedback, but I felt really bad. 3 days after, a five-star company hotel that I worked for a few years, I got goosebumps now. They called me for an interview, and I told them the interview that I never had I didn't have any career as in a five-star hospitality. I didn't have any experience, and they gave the opportunity for me to work there. And I spent 7 years there, and it was the most amazing experience I ever had in my life. And I'm so grateful to this person who I had the interview with because of that, he literally made me, you know what I mean? Like going through that. I was in the five-star. It was the most well-known chain in London. Everyone knows about this company. And I was so grateful for that moment. But besides that, for 1 year, when I was working in this new hotel, for 1 year, I didn't say that I was gay because I was scared that I would have the same approach. And after that, a while, I realized that this company was serious. You know what I mean? They were very open to everything, but it took me a year. For me, I didn't say that because I was so afraid that You know, imagine I was very young as well, but I was afraid, and I was in London. I didn't know, you know, I was arriving in London, didn't know about this opening in London. But that gentleman, the interview, he is something wrong, and something negative that happened to me that came out a positive thing in the end. And I'm so grateful to him that he said no, because I went to a better place, and I made a lovely career there with like lovely people, and I met people for life. So I'm very grateful to him because of that.
Well, I think you might be using the term gentleman very loosely to describe that guy. I think this is an incredible story and an incredible ending to it. You should have sent him a picture from the lobby of the other place. It's like...
No, but actually, you know what I mean? I say from my heart that I'm grateful to him, because, you know what I mean? If it wasn't him, maybe I would be working with him and I wouldn't be happy. You know what I mean? And maybe I wouldn't be there. So I'm grateful to him as well. And of course, but at the time he literally put me in a year of my life that I couldn't be myself in my place of work, because I was scared. I was afraid that, you know what I mean, it would happen again. And I really wanted to work there. But anyway, so yeah, that's something. I like the question. I never thought about, I mean, I knew the story, but I haven't thought about that for a while. So very good.
That's an incredible story, man. I'm really glad it turned out that way.
Thank you very much, Craig. Did you have a good time? Did you enjoy the interview?
Absolutely. I hope I did all right.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much to take your time. I know you're very busy, man. Thank you very much. Before you go, I just would like to share a positive message or a positive quote to the audience before you go, please.
Man, all right. Here's the deal. Anything you want in your life, you can have. And life is very clear about what everything costs. Life is like a giant train station, and you can look up on the board and you can see what every ticket costs to any destination you want to go to. And we have more access to that than any other time in human history. And the only thing being asked of us is if we're willing to pay the ticket. And there are a million different currencies that the ticket window accepts. They'll accept time, they'll accept effort, they'll accept practice, they'll accept knowledge, they'll accept studying. You can pay your ticket in any way you choose, and you can go anywhere you want, but no one will take you. At the end of the day, they don't come through and pick up all the people out of the train station and throw them on a train to somewhere good. You will stay in that train station forever if you don't pick. And there's gonna be people around you who tell you, hey, come with me, I got an extra ticket. Or hey, why don't we go here, the tickets are on sale. And those are gonna look appealing in the moment. But you don't know if you're gonna have enough time to get back to that train station to buy the ticket to where you really wanna go to later. Buy your ticket. Don't bargain, don't wait for a sale. As soon as you can pay the full price, pay it and go. And go first class, go all the way. Anything you want can happen. Anything. And to be honest, likely more than you can dream up from where you're at right now. That's it. That's all I got.
Amazing. And just adding to that as well, and if you feel scared to pay this ticket, go feeling scared. Go feeling scared that there are beautiful things out there. You know what I mean? I totally believe.
Scared is normal.
Yes.
Scared is normal, but it's not a reason not to.
Craig, thanks so much. All regards for your partner, for your stepkids, everyone in your family. Thank you so much for the interview, and you keep in touch, okay? All the best.
Absolutely, my man. Thank you very much.
Take care. Bye-bye. Enjoy your day.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.